How's it going? I wanted to talk about this bag that I have. It's kind of a supplemental EDC bag. It's a Stanley bag. It has a little compartment here. As you can see, it has these here. You have this big open pouch. It has a pouch here as well on the inside. When you turn it around, there's a spot you can see for pins. Another pouch there I'm not using. And a couple more right here. Then on the back side, you kind of have the same setup as the front. The funny thing about this to me is that when you really sit back and think about it, it's a Stanley little construction tool bag, but what a lot of the EDCs amount to, we put them in these fancy military construction looking bags and stuff like that. It's a man purse, is what I've determined. I don't ever really see anyone with their prepping videos talk about that. But this isn't so much like an EDC bag for me as it is kind of like a little convenience bag. Because I have my EDC that I carry that's completely separate to this, that has some of the same stuff, but this is kind of quicker for me to get where I have it positioned in my car. And I would use this stuff first before I use my my little 72-hour EDC bag that I would take with me if I was going to go out of the car on a walk or something like this. This is kind of just for extra little convenience, something quick to get to, that I can have on work. And I'll kind of go over what I have in here. So I have, first of all, 2 different multi-tools, and they have both different setups. One has a saw, one has scissors, one has a can opener, the other has kind of a like a little, I think it's like a 3-inch ruler on it. Some of them, they do repeat some of the same stuff, but it's not all the same thing on each one. So I figured between these two, that cost me maybe about $4-5 each, I got kind of every setup that you could get that I think I would encounter needing with these Winchester multi-tools here. In this bag here, what I have is I just have, because I do security, so I have a lot of stuff on my duty belt that I need. One thing I didn't need, because I have a holster for my flashlight that I have, is the little flashlight holder. I keep it on me though, because sometimes I work with other people whose duty belts are really unprepared or not done properly, and sometimes I'll let them borrow stuff or do things so they can be a little bit more effective and efficient while they're working with me. Because if they're working with me and they're my partner and I rely on them, I need them to be working as efficiently as possible too, because if they're not working efficiently and their equipment malfunctions or their equipment's giving them difficulties, they could end up jeopardizing me. So I try to keep little things on me that I've noticed people don't always have on them, but it'd be better for them to have. I also keep 2 backup batteries in case someone needs some backup batteries for their flashlight. My flashlight, I have my backup batteries for. It doesn't use the D, but a lot of guys carry the 2-cell mag lights. So I like to keep these on me in case someone I'm working with needs these, and make sure that they're well taken care of. Because if you have a partner with you or someone, like I said, who you're relying on, their equipment goes down, then it could affect you too. In here I keep a couple things, like I said, convenience. So I got some antacid tablets. I work graveyards mostly, and I've really noticed that I didn't really have acid reflux until I started doing graveyards, just because it's not really natural for your body. I got my work gloves in there. I use my work gloves a lot. Also keep a pair of scissors. I have a backup flashlight. This flashlight's kind of cool. It does a couple different things. It's a G-Tech or E-Tech flashlight. Has just your regular flashlight function. Also has the little red flare. I've actually used this once to help a person whose car stalled, and we slowed some cars coming down a blind curve with this. So this thing has shown pretty valuable in the few instances I had it, but I really have it kind of as an emergent, like a backup flashlight more than anything. Let's go back to the bag. I have an extra car charger. In case the car charger I have breaks or malfunctions, I have something extra that I could fall back on. Let's see. This is my pass card for a couple buildings I need to get into. I don't use it too much, so I leave it in the bag. This is a little piece of copper wiring. I found it when I was walking around. Just picked it up and threw it in the bag. Never, you know, a little copper wiring might come in handy for something. I don't know exactly what yet, but I just keep that on me. I have a bag of rubber bands. Actually, you can tell this bag used to be really full. So I oddly enough, I find myself in situations where I need a rubber band, or a rubber band would be useful to me. I have a pair of gloves, another pair of gloves here. These aren't my work gloves. These are kind of more gloves that I wouldn't have a problem throwing away. They cost me about $1. So sometimes I have to pick up some trash or move an item that I don't really want to touch with my regular gloves. I'll use those. A couple packs of oatmeal. Just figure having some extra food might come in handy. Also keep a bottle of aspirin-free kind of headache medicine here. It cost me $1 at the dollar store. Just grabbed it, threw it in there. It actually worked pretty good for only being $1. Here too, I have some extra clips for the duty belts for some of the security guards I work with. So you'd be amazed at some of these people that I work with. Their pants are falling down, their duty belts falling down. So sometimes it's been able to help them out. And then I have my mass collection of keys. Believe it or not, I use all of these keys or some of these keys once or twice a month. And then I have on there, I just have a little knife. Also just have my little clip. I've used the clip independently from the keychain before to help me secure a couple things or lock something up while I was on a job site temporarily. So, clip has multiple different purposes other than just using it to hold my keys. So I have that in there. Extra beanie. Sometimes I've lost a beanie or set the beanie down somewhere or just forgot to bring it. So if I have one extra one in my bag, it helps out. I also have a keypad and lock. So sometimes we'll come up on something that's supposed to be locked or can't be locked, and I could take it upon myself to lock up and secure that item and not have to worry about it. I have backup pins, Sharpies, and Sharpies, highlighters, and pins. Also, sometimes I keep the Max earplugs with me. Sometimes we work with big crowds, or we work in noisy construction zones, and it just really can save my ears to have those in. On this side, I have some Copenhagen. I don't chew too much, pretty rarely. Sometimes in graveyards it does help me stay awake. Also keep my binoculars with me. Binoculars come in handy, especially if we're doing security on a large piece of property and something fishy looks like it's going on far away, or maybe you're a little uncomfortable to get too close to a situation. I've been able to use the binoculars to kind of give myself a heads up. I have the Altoids can, a couple rubber bands on it because the can's not super on there tight, so I use the rubber bands for that. In there, I have a lighter, a Swiss Army knife, some backup batteries for my flashlight, and about $8. So in ones, in case for some reason I need some money, or someone needs some money, or I'm running low on gas or something. Also keep an extra lighter too, outside of there. On the other side, let's see. I think I went over that already. On the inside here, there's another pocket. I keep a little sunglass repair kit with a little magnifying glass, cloth, some screws, little screwdrivers. Cost me $2. I've used it a couple times, so it's been worth it. Also keep some hand warmers and some disposable hand warmers. I've had to use one once, working in the cold, and my gloves weren't quite doing the trick, and I needed a little bit more dexterity to kind of tackle a situation. Now I saw this idea, this concept, like if I was ever to get robbed, what I have here is a couple different old credit cards or old bank cards and an expired ID that if I use it, you know, someone tries to rob me or something, I can tell, hey, you know, I keep all my stuff in my bag, I'll get it for you, and I could just give them this, and I've given them pretty much just crap information or crap stuff. Sometimes I'll keep it on my persons. I like to have it on me usually more often than leaving it in the bag, because it defeats the purpose leaving it in the bag most of the time. But sometimes I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried about getting robbed. But I just thought the idea was cool. I haven't really implemented it too much. I saw it online, so I thought I'd at least put it on me and think about adding it. But yeah, that's my bag. It's not really an EDC, even though I have it with me every day. It's kind of more of a convenient bag, a convenience bag. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but that's what I have. I just wanted to share. I see a lot of people just share their random bags. I mean, it was pretty simple. Everything in there I use often, or I've had to use. I've actually used and used. It's not just a bunch of stuff I think I might need. It's actually stuff I've used. So the bag works good for me. I'm sure there's a million things I could put in there differently. But thanks for watching. If you got anything that you think I should put in there immediately, let me know.